Let's start with a real life anecdote. Imagine a 30-something guy dating a 22-year-old college goer. This is the first time they're making out. The girl is inexperienced. He gets a bit too intense and she asks him to stop and then immediately apologizes for stopping him. Then she leaves, and then the next day she texts first and basically apologizes again for leaving. And then the next time they meet, he's pointedly not touching her. Perfectly friendly, but not touching her, as if, man, the last time I touched you, you freaked out and ran away. That's how the girl's seeing it. So the next day she texts him that you must have misunderstood. I'm okay now. I'm ready to go all the way. What does this sound like? I'm curious, what does this sound like to you? Because to me, it looks like an older guy pressuring and manipulating his younger, inexperienced girlfriend into going faster and beyond what she's actually comfortable with. Now, reel that back in and let's get into fiction. My roommate is a Gumihos, which until episode 8 was my favorite thing airing currently. The 30-year-old experienced guy is now a nearly 1,000-year-old Gumihos, which is a mythological fox-like being. He knows magic and stuff, doesn't age. And the girl is still an inexperienced 22-year-old college girl. Same situation happens. She backs off after a kiss, runs away, gets a bit scared. Next day apologizes for running away. And the next time they meet, he's not touching her. So she gives in and is like, let's go all the way. The way the drama makes it okay is that the Gumihos isn't being an ass. He's not trying to pressure her into sex. He was taken aback by his own reaction. It's not just sexual desire. He has an uncontrollable fox-like urge to treat her like prey. So his intensity is something he was not anticipating. So when he's not touching her, it's partly because he's afraid that he's going to suck out her living energy. So legit concern for not touching the girl, except he's a 1,000-year-old Gumihos. He knows perfectly well that this is her first time experiencing any kind of physical intimacy. He's very concerned about his own reactions. He's not thinking about how the girl perceives it at all. It really should have been his first concern to make sure that she is comfortable with the situation, that she understands what happened. It wasn't her fault. She hadn't hurt his feelings, that the problem was on him. That should have been his first concern. But okay, let's forgive him his oversight. I just need to blame the writers for creating this horrible parallel because it's triggering. For anybody who's been through relationships when they were very young, where they had been pressured into sexual intimacy that they were not ready for, especially through emotional manipulation, this stuff is triggering, and I don't see how the writers missed it. I don't understand how nobody in the production crew saw the clear parallel with what happened and what does happen. Also, let's bring in another side to the whole thing. He is her professor. He's her professor. This is something I was trying to ignore for a while because for the first, 7-ish episodes, he really wasn't her professor. Yes, he was an ancient being, but he had no actual romantic interest in her. He just treated her like family. I really love their dynamic. But then he became her professor and then their romantic relationship started. And even while stopping him mid-kiss, she's addressing him as Oroshin and treating him like this elder to be respected and who can do no wrong, and that if there is a problem, it's on her side. There is such a problem with this dynamic and it's not being addressed. If anything, it's being papered over. Other characters in the drama can actually see some of these problems, but their concern is being treated as, well, it might have been true for a human relationship between an older man and a younger woman, but this is something different and special and you just don't understand. My second problem is when he realizes that every time he's close to her and he's touching her and they're making out, he's still drawing energy from her body. He realizes the only solution right now, because he can't see any other way, is for them to just have some distance between them. He tells this to Idam, that's your college-aged girl, and she goes home and realizes that she's lost weight. Everybody around her is telling her that she's looking sickly, and she realizes that this is because of her contact with the Gumihos. And so she calls him and says, you're right, we should keep some distance between us. Because she thinks to herself, I have family, I have friends, I have so much to live for. I don't know if I can risk my life just because I like this guy so much. And that is such a healthy way of thinking of things. I don't remember the last time, let alone a K-drama heroine, any heroine thought this level-headedly about their romantic relationship. I mean, you have Doom at your service, which is basically saying that a romantic love that's 3 months old is more deep and valuable to the universe than a relationship with your family that's like over 20, 25 years old. That is your context, and this way of thinking by Idam, the college-age heroine, was just so refreshing. And then she says this to her boyfriend, and his reaction to it is, well, I know I suggested it, but I wished she was bold, and that even though I was drawing lines, I wish she broke through them. Her health is in jeopardy, you jackass! And so what does he do? He mopes around, he looks sad, he sends her sad texts, and then he literally takes on the guise of her friend and tries to poke her into finding out how much she values him. And of course, when she sees him being so sad, he's like, no, let's stay together. I can tolerate this for a while. I'll just eat more if I lose weight. I don't know why I'm so surprised that the Gumiho is behaving this way, that is selfishly, even though his character arc for the first 8 episodes has mostly been showing a lot of concern for her, a lot of affection for her, and putting her ahead of everything. That's actually not true. That was just the surface level of things. What he was truly doing in the first 8 episodes was leaving his energy collecting marble inside her so it can gather as much energy as it can. And he had been lying to her about not being able to take the marble out. That was a lie. So everything I saw for the first 8 episodes was basically a lie. Because he had left the marble in despite knowing that it was draining her energy, because he liked her and he was being selfish. This guy has a history of this kind of abuse. Several hundred years ago, he fell in love with this human woman, left his energy collecting marble inside her, and she died, and he took out the marble too late. And she knew she was dying because of him. He's already been part of a toxic relationship where the human sacrifices herself for his needs. So he's not alone. So he gets the energy that he needs. And then he swore off loving anyone for several hundred years. I guess that's punishment enough, so he can do the exact same thing again to another human. Mind you, I was really enjoying this drama, so I'm taking it personally that it's taken this turn. And if somehow this drama manages to address all of these problems in the next few episodes, someone let me know, because right now I don't know if I can finish watching it. Okay, thank you for watching this rant. I'm gonna end it here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.